Maazị Nnamdi Kanu wife in high spirits, explaining to Biafrans that they are already expecting this judgment very long time ago, that this is well-planned orchestration to Ndi Igbo, to his husband, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, that this judgment was created or this movie they acted yesterday, very long time ago. I'm going to allow you to listen to her. The woman is very strong, because a lot of people are asking, how will the family be feeling? No, they don't need to feel anything. They need to be strong, because this is the journey of a freedom. Our brother don't still come outside, come explain, say him be insider for waiting they happen for US. Say Nigeria is going, and the Biafra is very closer, more than the way we think. He talk many things concerning the matter, but let me tell you, they cannot deceive us. We are alert. They think that we'll keep quiet, we know what we are doing. When the time comes, people will speak for themselves. Let us watch the video. Stay tuned.
Annoying long day, not unexpected day, but a day that we knew that would come sometime, at some point. I just had to wait for Nnamdi Kanu to go back into the house, because I haven't told him what happened. He's asked me about the court, and I said, it's the usual nonsense going on. And he said, okay. Sorry, I'm just getting a call. I have been on call since last night. I have not slept. Considering that I'm still recovering, I have not slept not one bit, and I have been on calls and meetings, and some people were calling me that they were on high blood pressure and things, and I thought to myself, what do you want me to do? What do you expect me to do? We have seen what transpired today in the court between Maazị Nnamdi Kanu and the kakistocratic. I have always called Nigerian government kakistocratic government of Nigeria. What happened today is not something unprecedented. It is something that we know that this is what they want to do, even though some people don't realize that, but this is something that has been planned, prepared a long time ago. Although at some point we would have averted or evaded this type of behavior in the past, but notwithstanding, God alone understands why it has to come this way or go this way. Mind you, this is not about some political misunderstanding or misconception happening anywhere. This is about Biafra. So if we understand what Biafra is and understand what it entails and understand the people behind Biafra, the unseen hands and the seen hands, then we will understand what this whole thing is about. Also, if we understand who we are as the Igbo people, Igbo, there is something about us that the enemy does not want to but we are very special. I keep saying that, and at some point God in his infinite mercy would make us known as he has purposed us to be. So I need to be fast so I can go back in. I'm in the car trying to make this quick video before going back in, because Nnamdi Kanu will come out now. I don't want him to hear me. In Nigeria, a judge cannot ask a defendant to open a defense on terrorism related charges without reading out the written law under which the court is trying that person. Okay, so the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, Section 36. I mean, I'm sure that is very familiar to everyone now. It provides that a person shall not be convicted of a criminal offense unless the offense is defined and the penalty prescribed as in a written law. So what Omotosho has done today is a written script for him to read out. Everyone could hear him, everyone could see that he was reading a script handed over to him, and that he could barely read out some of the words in his own very written judgment. How interesting. How interesting. I've had to quickly tweet and post the travesty of justice today regarding how Omotosho ignored the Constitution's requirement that no one can be convicted under an unwritten or unknown offense. He forced Nnamdi Kanu to take a plea under a repealed law, which Nnamdi Kanu refused. So show me where it is written before I can enter into a defense. And that never happened. Omotosho refused blatantly, flagrantly, to issue written rulings on serious applications. So you could hear him reading, you could hear him counting thousands of lines, of hours of accounts. But then he refused to issue a written ruling, which he ought to have done first but never did. He told Nnamdi Kanu to put all objections in a final address, then blocked the final address. So if you were Nnamdi Kanu, you will be as outraged as Mazi was this afternoon. You cannot ask me to put my final address, put it down, write it down, and then you block it. So Nnamdi Kanu has right, is his right, to put a final address down, to write it down. But Omotosho blocked that and decided to read out those nonsense he called counts. And he refused to, first of all, decide whether he even had the power to try the case. We kept talking about jurisdiction. I have always talked about jurisdiction. Nigeria government has no right to try Nnamdi Kanu. He who comes to law must come with equity, or he who comes to equity must come with clean hands, rather, excuse me. So it's also in the spirit. If I'm going somewhere to lay a complaint about someone, I ought not to have done something, rather lay a complaint first. So Nigerian government decided to take Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, they kidnapped him, tortured him. After 8 days, they brought him to Nigeria, and then decided to try him under a repealed law, which we have refused. So a few gaps there where we should have stood on our discharge and acquitted and stood by it. Regardless, that would be revisited, and we are going to appeal. Of course, we are not going to sit down and unfold our arms for Nigerian government to deliver something that they have planned, a verdict that they have written years before now. We won this case. They were not happy about it. They went to Supreme Court, even though the Supreme Court messed around with the whole judgment. But they did say to them, you are trialing him on a wrong law, change it. Nigeria never changed it. Where is the treasonable felony gone? Where is the location of the crime? Where is the location of the crime? Did Omotosho mention it? No. One of the reasons I came on live is to point at just one single point, or one single loophole. Omotosho cannot give a verdict on an evidence that was not inclusive in the previous, or the evidence tendered in court.
Share this video.
Everyone keeps shouting, oh, Nnamdi Kanu said, burn down this, kill the policemen. What were the policemen doing? Policemen were shooting protesters who were unarmed. But that aside, Did any person come to court? Was that a witness in the court who came in to say, I committed this crime? Or was that a person that the police or the DSS or the Nigerian government brought into the court and said, this person committed this crime because Nnamdi Kanu incited them? None whatsoever. So in Omotosho's verdict, he was counting everything, and he counted about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanting the British embassy to be burnt down and Katrina Lang murdered. How is that? So you see.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great today. Okay, so I have so much to say, but I won't say it all. And it looks like I'm gonna speak a little bit of Igbo in this video. So, Obone Boni Igbo, and you're listening to me now. Achomki Gemonti. Unu na yo na funa. Ihe me wana nwoke Nnamdi Kanu be ha kwado a long time ago. It's a plan. I don't really know a lot of people who were not expecting this to happen. I personally was expecting it to happen. But something and you caveat to this. Naturally speaking, they have psychologically prepared us enough for it. But no matter how much anyone prepares you for something like this, barefaced, glaring injustice, given that we are in a country where terrorists who kill, and they don't just kill, they do sacrificial killing. They kill in the most horrific manner known to mankind. They just get taken to a place where they call rehabilitation center, where they basically just take care of them, give them VIP treatments, and then the next minute they call them repentant terrorists and are integrated into the Nigerian system. In a country that does this, a country that tolerates hardened terrorists, globally proscribed, having peace talks with government authorities, having press conferences, terrorists that disembowel pregnant women, take their children, the babies out of their wombs and then kill the babies, are pardoned without even a chastisement, nothing, just pardoned, integrated, all VIP. In a country that is like that, one would expect that it is absolutely impossible to sentence a man like Nnamdi Kanu for what he said in a broadcast. But we are living in a theater of the absurd. Nigeria is a quintessence of absurdities. But that's not even where I am going. Nene benaga. Ken Munti. Unu nayo na funa since kamwe Donald Trump mecha luta Nigeria for all their wickedness and crimes. Chupuna wenya ike owe designate Nigeria. That ever since then, when he went there, Ezigbo Uchechi there, all of them have been fighting, looking for how to say that it is the problem of Igbo people. No Igbo melo Trump juwe lota Nigeria. Etosi we lota Nigeria now. The same BBC that coined the propaganda terminology of Igbo Q was the first to fire the first shot by claiming that it was IPOB affiliated organizations that carried out the campaign to Donald Trump. Here we man against those guys no kafa we bidaga bubendi bai nka make the kwa make on a chi walk on your ebute kwa another one nka make kwa gonna be trend on kwa ebute kwa another one again now. That no some Biafra we put some stupid document has now with them from 2021. Meanwhile, Trump had already designated Nigeria in 2020 before. With natural death. So basically, if you look at it, if you have no need Bihariak everywhere, now try to hagis we rope on the bo in Kebidaga before Donald Trump Polundia Milan in Nigeria. He had put the plan. Had Chohoka Ndi Igbo normal, the okay, the same. Before Trump land there, because now Malugo Namwe Trump ga land in Nigeria within them, and all got fear of how we carry out their plans against Ndi Igbo. That is why Nnamdi Kanu Juwebia, to me, not as a surprise, but as a setup or distraction. Or set up. Actually, can the buy react here? Can the buy be do declare basita to munkan na nibo ka we wiki bruising the befa uniform? We jeba sin we go serious threat in that place. Then we serious time we can declare state of emergency na buy. We bulu their uniform repentant in one hand way. We unleash it on our people. Mbe repentant terrorists basi na bayana army na bayana police beki chinandi ni na haiti ngasi na army no. The bank kwan muntio. Since the Civil War of 1967 and 1970, Ayadibe were anywhere close to freedom as we are today. Not for once. Chineke na azagokwe bela anyo. Not to hear your brother now, because I'm in a place where I should know. I have never come across an Igbo person. Maybe there are one or two exceptions, but it's hard. I've not come across an Igbo person that deep down in their soul does not wish and pray for Chineke na to zana our berekinyani freedom kainwelo why. Only Igbo for ngolala Buddhist pain and this burden now bali everywhere. Mwana wasiki as your own brother no ni simiri maybe me that na Chineke na zage belawa, not that no na cheese just zage already. Ndia we na chozike provoke why can you make something oga by me tupu nyemaka na chibia elu ayaka obuna hebuto sigondi by nine. It was set up. So I told me with a video. Case I see a video to as many people as possible. One the buying in and I'm say who no bana dere no ju una ango na ungo na unko na bia. At the US Congress hearing on the designation of Nigeria, hearing now take place right now. A congressman, black man, literally was speaking about Nnamdi Kanu to the hearing of the whole world media not there. The guy when they disgrace Nigeria with the case of Nnamdi Kanu even mentioned that the guy had to defend himself with sickness and everything. Yet terrorists are walking around free, holding press conferences. Owanina Malugo, Nigeria is dancing naked. Completely naked in front of the whole world, and only Nigeria seems not to know that it is naked. Happen to Nigeria, okay? Happen to Nigeria. Una dabakwanana trap in the Nigeria. Dono muna kananti, jidono muna aka. Una wakwana anwa. Overreact to heneme one nine work because decision on our brother. Mpotia Adiko decided I will not speak more than that. Una anwa we baye na trap mpakara ndi ukwe nsua because I daba na trap fa more deaths for us. Don't worry yourself about Mazi. Lotana Mbwagia today, 19 woke, yeah, puta. And it will happen soon. God bless you.
Share this video and drop your own opinion for inside comment section.